Hello and welcome. My name is Shelby Marybeth. Today's video is going to be a whole house clean with me. I'm literally going to be going through every single room in our house and cleaning it from top to bottom. So this video is full of motivation for you to clean along with me. If this is your first time watching my videos, I upload a new video every single Sunday at 10 a.m. I'm a mom to two kids that just loves sharing motivation to clean, organize, and decorate. As we get started, don't forget to hit that thumbs up for me to keep me motivated, and leave a comment below. Let me know you're watching because I want to hear from you guys too. I'm starting today's video with our kitchen, so I'm doing a general cleanup first, just putting everything back where it belongs. I had also done a grocery order this morning, picked it up, brought it home, already washed my fruit, so it's ready for me to put them into some glass jars. I've shared this so many times in the past, but basically I do a vinegar bath, which is just a nice bucket of water with about a quarter cup of vinegar. I let the strawberries rinse off in there for about 2 minutes, and then I let them completely dry on our counter before putting them into a mason jar. This is the best way I have found to store strawberries. They last for up to 2 weeks this way, and I have tested so many different ways, so I cannot recommend these glass jars enough. So how was your week? I really hope it was better than mine. I'm a very positive person, and this last couple weeks have tested me to like my last straw. I could barely take it anymore. I might be over exaggerating now, but in the moment it felt like a lot. So we have a robot vacuum. We also have a dog. I don't know if you can see where I'm going with this already, but typically we have our robot vacuum run while we're sleeping, which probably wasn't the best idea. Our dog Django had an accident while the robot vacuum was running, and it just went through his, I'll just have to say it, feces, which were quite loose, and dragged it all around our house. I spent literally, I am not over exaggerating here, the entire day mopping, cleaning, and sanitizing our floors and every single one of our carpets in our house. So anytime I'm having a rough day, I just look back on that now and I feel a sense of almost thankfulness, because if that does not happen again, then I will have probably the best days of the rest of my life. On the bright side, our floors and our carpet are basically just as clean as they were when they were brand new. But anyway, this seems so small in comparison to that. But Cecilia, she's 4.5, cut all of her baby curls off, and I was completely devastated. So she's 4.5 and has never had a haircut. Her hair only fell to about her shoulders. It's so thin, so I think it just had a hard time just growing. I'm hoping once she turns 5, it'll start getting a little thicker and grow in better, but I was a little heartbroken from all her curls just being cut to the ground. I had topped off the week with a stomach bug, so this was definitely not my most glorious week. I was definitely just trying to survive. I was not thriving. With all of that said, we are getting right back on top of everything today. That is why I decided to do the whole house clean with me video today instead of right now I'm doing a decluttering series where I'm going through every single room in our house, room by room. I did this about 1.5 years ago, but I'm doing it again now, and it is just the biggest stress relief. And I know you guys love those videos, so I will be right back on track next week with those. You just need to let me know what room you want me to do next. I didn't get too much input in my last video, but the only other rooms I've done so far are the playroom and the kitchen. So take your pick. I think I saw a couple for the storage area last week. So let me know if you want to see that next. I'm going to be going room by room throughout my video. I like focusing on one room at a time. So now I'm finishing up the kitchen by just wiping down the counters. I'll be taking out the trash and then moving on to our next room. Our stove had some just crusty areas that really needed to soak, so I'm just spraying my Miss Meyer's multi-purpose spray all over our stove and washing down the rest of our counters before going back to that area. I love washing off like spills and messes, especially on the stove, before they dry because it is just so much easier to clean up, but I think we all know that that does not always happen. Well, at least for me, because I think I get so distracted by my kids that I forget about it until I'm actually like wiping down the counters, and then I'm like, oh, that was actually pretty messy. Do you take out the trash or do you have your husband do it? I actually have no issues taking out the trash. I'm perfectly fine, perfectly capable of taking it out myself. I'm also very lucky my husband is very good about taking out the trash, but he is not always home, and when our trash fills up because I'm cleaning, I usually need to take it out. I also have an incredibly sensitive nose, so anytime eggs or something have been sitting in there, I always feel like I need to take it out. So here's the current state of our playroom. My kids and I cleaned it all up, and now I'm just going to do a vacuum mop. I try my best not to include my kids in my videos as much as possible, so that's kind of why I skipped through that. But anyway, this playroom was the first room we went through in my decluttering series, and the new toy rotation system has been working out so well. So if you want to learn more about that and you haven't seen the video yet, I will make sure there's a link in the description for it. It's been working out so well for us and has made cleaning up in here so much easier for my kids and myself. I am on to our dining room. Cecilia and Owen have been obsessed with drawing recently, so their favorite things to draw with right now are markers just on plain paper. They don't even like any characters or any coloring pages. They just want plain paper and they just draw to their heart's desires on it, and it keeps them entertained for hours right now. Owen also is obsessed with his cars, which is why you will see those just spread out all through our house. I started with the kitchen today, which literally took me the longest out of all of our rooms. So cleaning up the dining room here was a nice refresh. It just checked another area off my list very quickly, which helped to keep me really motivated. We live in Florida, so we have to stock up on water when it is hurricane season, which is right now. So I always keep this cabinet right here in our buffet stocked with as much water as possible. Usually we use this for our coffee, and I like using it to refill my water bottle throughout the day. But anyway, we keep that right in here. I'm on to our living room. So whenever I'm cleaning up in here, there's usually a lot more toys, so I'll bring those back to the playroom first. This time there weren't too many, but we always have a ton of books just spread all throughout our living room. My kids are obsessed with books. I read to them every single morning. Books are just so good for kids, and I am so grateful my kids love them just as much as me. So I took the time to straighten up their books here, and it never lasts long. Sometimes I wonder why I even take the time to do this. But here's Owen, he's already going right into those books. I have moved right into our master bedroom. Apparently we got out of our bed super quickly this morning and never made it. You know, sometimes that happens. So now I'm making our bed and cleaning up the rest of our room so that it is ready for us tonight. We don't really spend too much time in our room throughout the day. Typically, our bedroom door is actually just locked, so my kids can't get in here and cause a ruckus. But man, when the bed is made and our room is cleaned up, I sleep so much better at night. So it was really nice to go in here during my kids' nap time and just get it nice and tidied up for us tonight. I've shared this area many times with you guys in the past, but for anybody that's new, this used to be a desk area and I completely transformed it into what is now my favorite area in our house, and it's where I spend as much of my free time as I can, which isn't very much, but it is where I spend my free time, and it's very comfy, cozy, and I love reading here. I need some ideas to use for this cart, otherwise it is going to our donation center. I can't think of anything, but if you guys can, let me know. So it used to be like our diaper cart, which definitely worked out great, but now we don't need it as a diaper cart anymore, so I changed it into like a toy cart for their playroom, and that didn't work. So now it's just sitting empty. I'm pretty sure we're just gonna end up getting rid of it. I felt so refreshed after tidying up our master bedroom. Now it's on to our master bathroom. That closet you just saw, we will be going through that in my decluttering series. It is a hot mess and I cannot wait to tackle that area with you guys. So whenever I clean up our bathroom, I typically take out all the laundry first, and then I will put everything back where it belongs because I tend to leave out things on the counter. I think we all do, but I'm finally taking the time to put it all back. And then from there, I like to wipe down the mirrors and the rest of the bathroom. So I actually really like to wash our shower whenever I am taking a shower. I find that to be the easiest way to clean it, but I do have a bunch of just empty bottles sitting here that I needed to finally just toss. I am the type of person that will use every last drop in them, so I will be hitting them upside down until I get everything out of that shampoo or conditioner. This is a bottle of half water, half vinegar, and I like to use it to clean our mirrors. It works so well. It had actually been quite a while since I cleaned our mirrors, so I was gathering a lot of dust. I probably should have dusted the mirror before wiping it down, so it's hard to see it in the video, but there were a whole bunch of dust streaks, so I ended up getting just another cloth that was dry so that I could get all of those dusty spots. But the water and vinegar always leaves our mirrors looking crystal clear. This is the other side of our bathroom. It's my husband's vanity, and I'm just using the same water and vinegar to wipe down his mirror. I like using disinfecting wipes to clean around our sink, our faucet, and of course our toilet. Basically anywhere that's super germy. The germiest spots are going to be anything that you touch on a regular basis. The hand soap dispenser, your faucet, any light switches or door knobs, door handles, all those things need to be nicely saturated with any disinfecting wipe. And make sure to always read the directions on your disinfecting wipe because typically they need to be soaking for a certain amount of time for it to even be disinfected. It's always hard to tell, but my husband's sink is typically covered in a whole bunch of just beard hair clippings, and I can't complain because my long hair gets all over our bathroom floor, so that's probably way worse than all of these tiny little clippings, so I cannot even talk, but I'm just taking the time to wipe them all off of the faucet here. I'm cleaning the area that probably gets the most use out of all of our houses, yet we probably don't clean it as often as we should. I love cleaning it, or not love, I don't think anybody can love cleaning a toilet, but I like to clean it at least once a week. That's typically my goal. I used disinfecting wipes all around our toilet, but now I'm going to do the inside with my Clorox wand. On the other side of our water closet here, I like to keep all of our toilet paper, so I'm just restocking my little shelf here, and then I'll be able to take out the trash. I couldn't remember the last time I cleaned our bathroom mats, so I'm picking all those up. I'm shaking them because they're covered in my hair, and I'm bringing them to our laundry room so I can throw them in the washer later. I'm just taking the time to sweep really quick because if my hair gets caught in any of our like vacuums or anything, it's just a pain to untangle and get out. So sweeping up all my hair, and I was actually surprised by how much dirt and everything else I swept up along with it. Our floors definitely have not been cleaner than they have since I got this. It's the Bizzle Omnivore, so I used this in the playroom earlier. It was already set up and filled with some sanitizing cleaner on the inside. So we are mopping our bathroom floors as well as vacuuming. I know I already swept in here, but this thing is just so great. I love it so much. It makes mopping so much easier. Current status of our laundry room. Not the best, but we are going to get this back under control. I had about 6 or 7 different loads of laundry that I needed to do, so we are starting our first one now. I always go through spurts of feeling like I am on top of laundry, and then it just so easily gets out of control. If I go a couple days without doing any laundry, I always fall so far behind. But man, it is such a good feeling to have laundry done. So our laundry room leads to our garage. So because of that, a lot of the things that need to go and be put away in there get piled on top of our dryer here. So I was just taking the time to put all of that away now. I always get into really good cleaning moods, and this was one of them. So I'm just taking the time to clean up this little shelf here. It only took a minute, like hardly even, and it made the biggest difference. I really needed to get my laundry done, so I had brought that in here so that I could do it next. I don't think I had like any more shorts to wear and a few other things like socks that I really needed. So finally just taking the time to do my own laundry. So the mop is still out from when I was just disinfecting all of our floors after that robot vacuum incident. I had also used a lot of disinfecting wipes during that. So we had gotten a new pack of that from the store, and I'm just stocking it up in our closet there. I always find it a lot easier to just shake off rugs rather than vacuuming them. The vacuum always gets caught on the side of it, and I have a hard time vacuuming just loose rugs like that. Anyway, so I'll just shake them off and then vacuum up the floor because I'm already vacuuming it up anyway. Time to tackle the never-ending pile of kids' clothes. So not only am I just washing my kids' clothes all the time, but this pile was literally the never-ending just basket full of laundry. I was so behind on washing their clothes. I think we were down to just like maybe an outfit or two. So this entire pile here was probably just about every single outfit that they own. So I am tackling it now and folding it right here on our dining table. This is my favorite place to just fold and organize clothes. So laundry. I always take this time to kind of talk about, I guess, like what shows I'm watching, because typically while I'm folding laundry, I like to watch my shows. So the only thing I've been watching, like personally just myself, recently is the new release of Emily in Paris on Netflix. Of course, they only let out the first part of it, and the second part will be next month. I think it's a really cute show, and I really enjoyed the first season. And after that, now I just kind of feel like I'm invested. And so far, like, I love the extravagant outfits. Sometimes I can really appreciate those, but kind of feel like it's being dragged out. But I know the same thing happened with me with Bridgerton. Like, the last season that came out, the first part of it, I wasn't that, like, I didn't like it that much. And then the second part was just so much better. So I'm really hoping it kind of turns out that way with Emily in Paris, but let me know if you're watching that too. My husband and I, on the other hand, have been going through some like older classic films, like from the 50s and 60s, that we have really enjoyed. So we just watched Casablanca. That was my absolute favorite. Another one we watched was Sullivan's Travels and North by Northwest. That was also a really good one that I would recommend. But we are definitely in a phase of watching some older classics, and I'm really enjoying it. So let me know in the comments if you're watching anything good right now. It always feels so good folding that last piece of kids' laundry. So now I'm just going to load it all back into our laundry basket now and put it away in their rooms. And as I put it away in their rooms, I will be cleaning up in there as well. First up is Owen's room, and if you want to give yourself a mini heart attack, just let your kids play with a little bit of blue tape. They'll stick it in the most random places, and out of the corner of your eye, it looks like a giant bug or something because it's just completely out of place in the middle of the wall. It definitely got my heart racing. We are so lucky to have our playroom, so we keep all of our kids' toys inside there. It makes cleaning up their own room so much easier. So for Owens, typically all I really need to do is stock back up his diapers, take out his diaper pail, I change his sheets and vacuum, and that's usually just about it in here. It's pretty simple. I want to keep it that way as long as possible, but they are all things that need to be done. So usually vacuuming is the last thing I do in here, and somehow I kind of skipped over changing out his sheets. So I'm just quickly taking his dirty sheets off of his bed, putting on some clean ones, and then just setting his bed back up for him to go to sleep tonight. Time to close up Owen's room and move on to Cecilia's. Here is Cece's. Hers is pretty similar to Owen's in the sense of she doesn't have any toys in here other than her stuffed animals. So I'm going through my whole decluttering series, and I will be going through both of my kids' rooms. It'll probably cover most of their drawers and closets and their clothes, because that's kind of the only thing I keep in there. But anyway, my husband had gone through with our daughter, Cecilia, went through all of her stuffed animals, and we got rid of like 40 stuffed animals. Completely insane. Most of them were actually my own, which made it so hard to let them go, but I really needed to. They were just taking up way too much space, and I learned that my daughter had no attachment to these stuffed animals at all. I was the one that was like holding on to them. A lot of them actually came from my husband when we were dating, but it was just kind of ironic, I guess, that he's the one that decided to let them go with my daughter because I had given them to her. So even though we got rid of like 40 stuffed animals, and I'll go more into detail, I guess, with that when I do my decluttering series on their rooms, but she still has all of her own personal stuffies that she actually has like an attachment to and loves. So right now we've just been putting them in this hammock, but it does not take long. My kids usually dump them all out over the floor. They love jumping from my daughter's bed, which is not very high, onto the stuffed animals, and that keeps them entertained for a really long time. But I'm putting them all up nicely, cleaning up her room because she loves it when her room is clean. I just need to teach her how to do it. Cecilia's favorite place to hide things right now is underneath her bed. I really didn't find too much under there this time, but sometimes I do. So now I'm just going to change her sheets. I'm taking off her top cover and her water protector, and I will change those out to some clean ones. Because it makes her incredibly happy. I'm just taking the time to set up her favorite stuffies on her bed. She always gets so excited when she sees her favorite stuffies just nicely set up right here. Her bed is so difficult to make even for myself, so I haven't really expected her to make it, but it was just so funny. The day after I had filmed this, she came in, or she brought me into her room, and she pointed at her bed and she's like, "Look, Mom, it's such a mess." So I sat there and kind of like taught her how to make her bed, but she's gonna need a lot of practice. Time to cycle laundry again. I was basically just doing this whenever I could. My goal was just to get back on top of laundry because I had just fallen so far behind this past week. So between this cycle and the last one, I had made dinner. So even though in this video it looks like I had just put this stuff in the dryer, time has passed. So now it is dry and I'm cycling the washer and dryer again. The next load I wanted to get done were our bath mats. The best feeling is getting these bath mats through the wash and into the dryer before I take my shower tonight. That way I pull them from the dryer, they are super warm, and I take my shower and it is like heaven on the bottom of my feet whenever I'm coming out of that shower. If you made it this far in today's video, definitely let me know in the comments. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up for me. Subscribe if you're new. I'm working on a decluttering series right now, as well as just cleaning motivation every single Sunday. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you still want to see some more cleaning motivation, I will make sure the best video for you is linked right here.